Now on BBC World News, business guru Alvin Hall continues his global travels, meeting 8 ambitious social entrepreneurs, each keen to expand their enterprises. Alvin Hall's guide to good business.
This is the reality for farmers in India. How do you feed a nation without enough water? The answer could be as simple as this plastic pipe.
The black earth that I hold in my hand could one day, with God's help, turn to gold.
I'm Alvin Hall. 25 years on Wall Street have taught me a lot about business. But now I'm on a new journey around the world, meeting a new breed of entrepreneur, more interested in doing good than making money. Social entrepreneurs. And I want to help. For more than half the year, these farmers have to scrape a living. Only during the monsoon is water plentiful.
This is Maharashtra in western India, where 70% of the population are subsistence farmers living on less than $2 a day.
I'm here to meet one of India's leading social entrepreneurs, Amitabha Sadangi. He wants to help farmers transform their lives from just barely surviving to building their farms into healthy businesses. Amitabha has been recognized around the world as a visionary. His multi-million-dollar social business, IDEI, makes irrigation systems which allow farmers to grow crops year-round. The company turns over more than $30 million. They've helped more than 1 million farmers earn $1 billion. But the products can cost the farmers just $10.
You were raised in a small village, yes?
A very small village.
Yes. So was I.
Amitabha runs a highly successful business, combined with his strong social conscience.
When you started this business, did you ever imagine it would become what it is today?
Oh, yes.
You did?
My objective was to make it low cost, but not inefficient. When I sell a product, I don't forget that for farmer. I will constantly go back to him, me and my staff, and listen to them. What happened? Are you facing any problems? Have you made money?
A bottom line question. How much did they have to invest?
The annual income is around $200 to $300. They can't afford a pretty expensive product. My target was at least 10% of the annual income. The product should not cost more than the 10%.
You therefore believe that the real challenge is reaching poor people, all those poor farmers who really need water.
If we manage water properly, I think we'll have no problem in the world.
Traditionally, farmers flooded their fields to irrigate their crops. But this wastes water, and farmers quickly ran out of their most precious resource. Amitabha has designed a more efficient system, which crisscrosses the fields with plastic tubing. He calls it the Krishak Bandhu drip system. That's farmer's friend in Hindi. 4 years ago, Janardhan Kuber was one of the first farmers to buy the KB system.
You use less water with the system, but do you get the same amount of crops out of the land?
More.
More?
Yes.
More! When Janardhan used the flood system, there was a lot of wasted water in these areas between the rows. But clearly with the KB system, if you look at the volume of flow here, it's a lot of water coming directly to the plant.
This year, I increased the amount of the KB drip I was using, and my profits rose. We get far more crops than we do using the flood irrigation system. My profits meant that I could send my children to school. And we have purchased a motorbike.
Your bike? Yes. Oh, that's very good. So it really did change your life. KB really changed your life.
Oh.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now hold on here or back here?
Okay.
Which are here?
Here.
Kailash, Janardhan's son, is keen to show off his new wheels. This is a poor farming area, and motorbikes are a real sign of success. Thanks to the KB drip, the family has shifted up a gear into relative prosperity.
Thank you. Let's go inside the temple.
The village temple is dedicated to Hanuman, who is worshipped here by the farmers.
And you pray for the harvest here, that the harvest will be bountiful during the rainy season.
When it's really dry in the summer, the farmers all come here to ask for Hanuman's help, and they feel reassured.
Yes.
But divine intervention has not altered the harsh reality. Many farmers are forced off their land during the hot, dry summer. Unable to produce enough food to feed their families, they migrate to the cities in search of work. Competition is stiff, and many end up living rough on the edge of the city.
Thank you.
Eknart Tabaje Sangolpe is no stranger to these hardships.
Who's going to be at the house?
Amitabha brought me to see him as he just installed the KB drip system for the very first time.
And has he been a farmer all of his life in this area?
He's a farmer
All of his life?
Installing the system has cost Eknart $30. It's a huge amount for him, more than a month's wages. But IDEI's products cost up to 80% less than their competitors. That's because Amitabha constantly raises funds to pay for the research that makes these cheaper systems possible.
This is part of the new crop that he's planted, banana trees, am I right?
Yeah, this is banana tree, that's right.
And they take a lot of water.
They take a lot of water if you just flood it. But if you use the drip irrigation, it cut down the water use by 70%.
70% less water than it would normally need.
Even so, Eknart has taken a big risk. He has chosen a crop most farmers would avoid. But bananas are a precious commodity in these parts. He could earn 4 times as much as he would with a more common crop, such as tomatoes. So Eknart stands to make a killing. But I worry that if the crop fails, he'll lose everything.
Because of the hailstorm we have had, these leaves have been damaged. I am very disheartened. I can't do much about it now. I'll get whatever crops I'm supposed to get. It's in God's hands.
Eknart and his wife are clearly feeling the pressure. The risks they've taken may be just too great, so they're looking to the gods for their blessings. They pump the water for their irrigation system from this well. Now, in the dry season, it's at its lowest level. If the bananas are going to survive, this tiny amount of water must last 4 months until the monsoon rains come. Eknart decides to bless the water too. It's a heady mix. Old India with its superstitions and rituals alongside the simple science of Amitabha's drip irrigation system.
Farming is so difficult with such dry soil like this. We have so little water. There is no use planting crops in this. But this black earth I hold in my hands could one day, with God's help, turn to gold.
This isn't your regular night out at the movies. Interspersed with the Bollywood films are musicals extolling the virtues of the KB drip. It's all a part of Amitabha's unique marketing method. He's so passionate about it, he writes and produces the films himself. It's a captive audience, and Amitabha goes in for the hard sell. He has ambitious sales goals, 10 million farmers to sign up in the next decade. These are the people he needs to convince. First light, and I'm back on the farm.
So you're going to get the land ready?
Okay.
This is Subhash Kuber. He's just invested in a KB drip for the first time. He's keen to get my hands dirty. I grew up on a farm, but we didn't use ox plows.
You better do it. You do it. No, you better take it.
Okay.
Hard work. Clearly, I like life in the city better.
Practice.
Practice?
If you practice for a month, you should be okay.
Regular.
Regular. Do you wish you had discovered KB earlier?
We would never have dared to try and grow crops in the summer. Now, in May or even April, I can start irrigating and planting. All this is only possible if we have a drip system.
I'm coming back in 6 months' time. I can't wait to see the results.